like a song like
Gaga, 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 gaga.
back to scripts it is then. Believe it or not, there was a time when I decided what anime to watch by going on the PS4 browser, going over to kissanime.com, now kissanime.ru. Thanks, Russia. I'd go and scroll over every anime they had, sometimes by popularity, and look over the cover art and read the blurb. That's it. No reviews, no scores, no comments. If the blurb sounded interesting enough and the artwork appealing enough, which is crucial when talking about animation, then I'd give it a watch. Having watched all the anime available at the time on Netflix, I was at that stage where you'd give anything a try. That's when I discovered K-On! As luck would have it, this was the perfect pick for me. The characters, the animation, the music, the English voice cast, I absolutely loved every aspect of this show. Although at the time, I couldn't really explain to you why, this being my introduction to the slice of life genre. Years later, I would learn what the slice of life genre was and why I liked it. I would also learn of a website called My Anime List and discover something called AniTube and AniTwitter. All at once, I would be introduced to a community of people that I wanted absolutely nothing to do with. This was when I also discovered that there seemed to be some sort of contention over what I thought to be a very mellow, easygoing, innocuous little TV show. As it turns out, people were talking trash on the internet. Can you believe that shit? It seems the issue comes from the allegation that K-On! Is moe trash, moe being the quality in fictional characters that elicit feelings of affection or protectiveness.
In this situation, moe is an important concept to keep in mind.
You know, cute girls doing cute things. You know, moe trash in particular, meaning this is the only quality that a show has. No real plot to speak of, shallow characters with no real development, existing just to be cute for the viewer. Now, I'm not here to defend moe as a concept. Either you like it or you don't. I don't give a fuck. There's definitely some plot-heavy anime out there for you to watch.
Okay, soldiers, please kill the Japanese! Kill them all!
I'm here to show the moment I realized, independently, without any influence from outside opinions, moe trash just doesn't apply to K-On! While the show presents its premise in the first episode as Mio and Ritsu starting a band, and in the second episode with the goal of performing at the Budokan Arena, nothing will come of this, and it's great. While the characters technically have a motivation to take action, you as a viewer have a hook, a would-be reason to watch, to continue to watch. Mio even writes the goal of Budokan on the club room's whiteboard in episode 4.
Come on, Mio! We're starting! Yeah, hang on. I'll just be a minute.
Which is quietly replaced by episode 8. The series goes on to seemingly show the characters doing everything but play music, with the very occasional scene of them practicing or performing for a school event. The introduction of a new band member, a freshman named Asusa Nakano, even spotlights or possibly even lampshades this, as Asusa becomes bewildered and frustrated with the band spending their club time drinking tea and eating cake instead of practicing. Eventually, Asusa comes around to the band's way of doing things, with the help of cake and tea, of course. Azusa being a grade lower than the rest of the band puts her in a unique position that doesn't become evident until the very end of the series, but more on that in a bit. What you may have not noticed in your moe moe haze of tea and cake is while there isn't really a progression of plot, there certainly is a progression of time. Season 1 has 13 episodes as opposed to Season 2's 26 episodes, so the passage of time is a lot quicker and apparent. Episode 1 is set at the beginning of the Japanese school year, which is in April, so spring. Episode 4 is set during summer vacation, which is in July. That tells us 3 to 4 months have passed in just 4 episodes. The establishing shots with the changing seasons, the matching changes in attire, one-line remarks, episodes revolving around holidays and events. They're not just there to spice up each episode. These all work together to illustrate the passage of time. This is noteworthy because in a story with no real story beats, it's easy to lose track of time past, and before you know it, it's already over. And there it is. In episode 20, the viewer and the band are both reminded of what they had forgotten. High school doesn't go on forever. Everyone always moves on. The scene of the band crying in a little cuddle puddle always reminds me of my last day of junior high. Seeing how emotional the entire school was, mostly the girls, caught me off guard. We've seen each other almost every day for 4 years and no one's ever shown anywhere this kind of affection for their classmates before. I guess it was the finality of the day that made it hit the way it did, just like the band realizing that they will never play another show at Sakuragaoka High. We see everyone crying but Azusa. It hasn't hit her or the viewer yet. It's only episode 20. There's 4 to 6 episodes left after all. "37 episodes, 2 OVAs, and a movie later, it's graduation for most of the Light Music Club. Episode 24 is the furthest the Kyoto animation series goes in chronology. This episode is, for all intents and purposes, the end of the television series. This is when it hits for Azusa. This is when it hits for the viewer. Your time with Hokago Tea Time has come to an end. When Azusa sees their diplomas, she begins to cry and asks them not to graduate and how she won't scold them for drinking tea in the club room all day. Like I mentioned earlier, Azusa is a grade lower than the rest of the band, so while she won't be leaving Sakuragaoka High just yet, she won't be coming back to the same school she's always known. We are informed that Azusa will continue the Light Music Club next semester, and Yui, Mio, Ritsu, and Mugi will continue Hokago Tea Time in college. You, the viewer, though, won't be seeing any of that. While anime is no stranger to espousing the virtues of friendship, K-On! Makes the case, albeit subtly, that the when and where are just as important as the who and what. With the series and movie currently available on Netflix US and I recommend you give it a watch, but maybe don't necessarily binge it. Remember to enjoy the moment, whether it be drinking tea and eating cake, or watching a show, because what may seem like nothing now, may be something in the end. Thanks for watching.
Sis, come on. You better get out of bed. Sis?